Hey, welcome back to my virtual diary page 3. Awesome. Thank you for keeping up with my journey. Thank you for all your texts, all your calls, supporting the leap, supporting the journey, all the prayers. I definitely am grateful for talking about it, speaking out. So maybe I would inspire somebody else, you know what I mean? To keep on walking, don't give up. Though it might get hard sometimes, you just got to put one foot in front of the other. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification button, the little bell, so anytime that I upload anything, you will get that notification to come journey with me and see any updates on like the weight loss, updates on caffeine drinking, updates on the infertility journey. Maybe one day I will have a video that says, "Oh, we're pregnant." So follow. But on page 3 of my diary, I want to talk about the 10 things that I learned while I was waiting. And those are just for me. So I want to share the 10 things. But before I do, let me update you on the weight loss. So me and Greg went and got a scale. I hopped on it. But you got to tap it first to make sure it's on. So I tapped it, hopped on it, looked down, and I was 240. Oh, by the way, that's quarantine style. They got to come off. There's nothing open. So quarantine's got to me. I'm trying to get them off. But so I was a whole 240 pounds. Okay, so I was 241, but who's counting the one? Not me. So I estimated, I went ahead and rounded to 240, and we're gonna keep it at 240. So that went well. Weight Watchers, I definitely appreciate being on Weight Watchers, even though counting them might get a little bit tiring, counting points, but just to be able to walk a little bit lighter, it feels better. Like most of the time when I'm walking, I am walking heavy because I eat until I'm full, until like I'm overly satisfied. Like it might be a sin the way I eat. It's not like I go back for seconds because I'm not full yet. I go back for seconds just because it tastes good, just because y'all put extra butter in it, and I like butter, and maybe because it was cheesy. By the way, Weight Watchers is not like regular old Americano cheese, so that's gonna be hard for me. But anyway, I'm gonna do it because number one, I have to fit into this matron of honor dress. I'm looking at it right now and it is beautiful. So I want to look fancy in my matron of honor dress, because if I don't know, I can't zip up right now, but I will definitely get down a couple pounds and inches in order to get into this matron of honor dress. So stay tuned, and the way you stay tuned is you subscribe and you hit notification for the bell. Thanks for that. So update on caffeine. I did do well today. I still had a 16-ounce drip coffee instead of espresso. And for me, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like drip coffee is not as strong as espresso. So I feel like I'm doing really good with that. I don't know the truth behind it, but I feel that drip coffee is not as strong as espresso. So I did good today, period. So good on that, but I'm probably going to stay at the 16 ounces for a little bit. And then one day I'll be at the 8 ounces, and I'm definitely not going to stay at 8 ounces. I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of it and be on some teas. And before I hit the 10, oh my gosh, sorry. I did write it down so I wouldn't be babbling. I think that's the word, but I don't want to get off. I don't want to just keep talking. And so I did write my 10 down so I could stay on track. But before I get to that, I want to support Wendy. Wendy, even though, you didn't ask me to advertise or anything, but Miss Wendy Pope, Mrs. Pope, or Miss, I don't know. I should have looked that up before I started this video, but Mother Pope. Mother Wendy. Mother Wendy, here you go. This book has blessed me so far, even though I only read one chapter. I think it's amazing. It says, wait and see, and then finding peace in God's pauses and his plans. Wendy Pope, you are doing amazing. You have other books out there, and I'll probably be reading other books with it. The cool thing about this book is she puts a Bible study at the end of every chapter, and there's something at the end of the book. I haven't got there, but I just noticed that when I got there, and she had questions for me to answer. It's really looking into the Bible and looking at the people in the Bible and their journey in waiting and their thoughts, their feelings, and really dissecting what they went through too. That means, you're not crazy. They went through the same thing, some of them. So really nice book. Grab it, and we'll talk about it some more, I think. So let's get right into it. 1 through 10, and I honestly got a piece of napkin on the side just in case. But I'm going to try my best to get through these 10 without tearing up or anything. The first thing on my list, that prayer is definitely the key. Pray without ceasing is definitely a must. You have to definitely maintain a relationship with God. And I don't think anybody ever specifically says what kind of relationship, but it's sometimes, I don't know. But I kept praying, but it wasn't always, I know it was not always the right prayer, because every now and then I would go on my knees angry at God, basically. And I know I'm not the only one. It's like, you did this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why you thought I was strong enough for this, and what did I do, blah, blah, blah. Those things. But let me tell you, there is something about prayer that when you get on your knees one way, you definitely get up a different way. And I know what prayer can do. All right. I missed my choir members, but anyway, definitely. And some people say you're not supposed to go in prayer mat or whatnot, maybe for a corporate prayer, but your own prayer, just for me, I was mad, but I also feel like, who else to go to when I'm upset? Gregory don't want to hear all that all the time. And so I would get on my knees and just a couple prayers. I would say, God, I'm angry at you because you thought I was strong enough for this, and I am not. But come to find out, I think I am. I really have bad days, good days. But overall, he has kept me. Just another day. Okay. All right. Anyway, but prayer is definitely the key. Maintaining a relationship, close relationship to God. Even if you're angry, even if you're disappointed, even if you're sad, drop on those knees and tell your God that you're mad, upset, and angry. He can take it. He created you. He created me. He created my heart. He knows all the emotions that flow through. He knows my mind. He knows I'm a little bit crazy. But what better person to go to when you are angry than God? So that was my one thing, was to keep prayer going. Number 2, wise counsel. Wise counsel is so important. I will say it over and over. Be sure that you pick, or somebody might pick you. Hello. The Lord might use somebody to come to you, and hold on to him. But wise counsel is so important. You have to know who to talk to. You have to know who's on your team. Wise counsel. Wise counsel only. You got to know who you can express your emotions, and sometimes your emotions are irrational, but that one counselor, that wise person, he or she should be able to bring you back, and say, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get back in your word. You're going to start praying. You ain't going to do this and you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to go out and do this. So this is what you're going to do. I understand you feel this way, but the Bible says this and the Bible says that. What's your prayer life? What have you been praying? When's the last time you prayed? Things like that makes sense for wise counseling. And then other stuff, it just came to me real quick. But definitely your wise counselor should not be going to restaurants and over people's houses and sipping tea, talking about your struggles. Wise counsel only. That's number 2. Number 3, know when you are not healthy. Please understand you. There are so many times where I was not healthy to do anything. One thing I do say that I'm okay with, just okay. Sometimes you can see it on my face. I don't want to be bothered, but I am okay with getting up the next day and giving my students what I have. Basically, when I leave, I don't carry it. I can't carry it on my shoulders because my babies need me. They need Mrs. Richmond. Christine stays at home. And Christine gets picked up right when the yellow buses leave. Amen. But soon as that 7 o'clock hits, Mrs. Richmond turn on, because we don't need all the other stuff. We don't need everything else. So that's one thing that I definitely be sure that I maintain. Staying strong. Not staying strong, but know when you are not strong enough to go out, community, social stuff. Every now and then I was strong to go to baby showers, but then I got to the point where I said, if I go to another baby shower, I can't. I'm just gonna go crazy. So I had to learn that no has a great amount of power. It measures kind of the same as a yes. No has the same power as yes. And some powers differ, but no can get things done too. And I learned how to use no. I learned how to understand that I am not healthy enough to go to all these baby showers over and over. I'm not healthy enough to take pictures every now and then. Matter of fact, well, I won't go there, but I literally, at one point, I had to sit one of my friends down, well, 2 of my friends down, and tell them, I'm just going to get to the point. I'm not even going to say I'm busy that day because you gave me well enough notice. I just can't make it. I'm not well enough. It could be like my treatments was right around the corner, and right when I did a treatment, y'all want me to go to the baby shower? There's no way. So I started saying no to baby showers. Some of them I kind of said I wasn't available, but here's me telling the truth. If I skipped your baby shower, that is the reason I wasn't healthy. It could go for like church. There's some people that are like, are you okay when you're going to have children? You and Gregory this, when you going to do this, when you going to do that, when you going to do this, I'm not healthy for them people. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not sanctified enough. So I kind of do avoid those conversations. It's rough. But forgive me. I guess I could be honest, but nobody just wants to be like, hey, I can't talk to you right now. I really don't want to talk about my infertility journey. Nobody does that. Well, I don't do that. I don't know anybody else. But anyway, number 3, when you are not well, understand when you are not well. Number 4, and this one is my heart. Marriage is definitely a beautiful thing when the two start fighting together instead of fighting each other. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. When the two starts fighting together rather than fighting each other, marriage becomes beautiful. And I'm gonna stop right there because that's a whole nother subject. That's not the subject that I want to stay on. But just know your spouse, your partner, as soon as you realize what you are fighting, what spirits you are fighting, and then y'all fight together, it'll make a world of difference. Marriage becomes beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna get my honey to come and do an interview and see his thoughts about the process. Shout out to the husband again. I think I did that yesterday, but anyway. So hopefully he'll be available for an interview. It's gonna be fun. Tune in, and the way you tune in is you subscribe and you hit the button for notifications. You're gonna see my honey one day. He got time. We quarantined. We got time. So handsome. Number five. I had to learn that I was enough. All women, whatever you are battling, and I'm just only going to speak for the women. Yeah, guys, y'all have your own thing. Y'all get your own show. This is for the women, I think, maybe. But whatever you are battling, whatever you're facing, whatever you're waiting on, whatever is in your mind right now telling you that you are not enough, you got to realize that you are absolutely enough. There are so many times that I felt like basically like I wasn't enough. I felt that maybe God was punishing me. There was a season in my life where I was begging for forgiveness for something that I don't know. I just begged God to forgive me for whatever. But there was an elder at the church that he would always say this. But then I was like, okay, maybe I need to listen. Because he might be talking to my spirit. He always said, God is not mad at you, but he is madly in love with you. And I noticed that I caught on to it one time. Like, he always says it every time he's up there. Maybe. I don't know. But he said it one time and I broke down. Like, sometimes I thought he was mad at me for something I did. Like, this is my consequence for what? So I always asked for forgiveness, and I didn't even know why I was asking for forgiveness. I had to realize that he's not punishing me. He loves me. And I had to get rid of guilt. I felt guilty that I could not get pregnant. I felt shame that I could not get pregnant. This was a rough emotional journey for me. Just because I am a woman, I should be able to do what I was created to do, produce miracles. But I cannot give my husband a child. I have not given him a child yet. And I felt some kind of shame and guilt about it. And when more people found out about it, I wanted to hide. Like, this is something that a lot of people don't discuss. And they don't feel comfortable being honest about it. So I remember apologizing to Gregory a couple times. He had to get me all the way together. But I always felt something was wrong with me. But I had to realize that, no, Chris, you are enough. Beautifully and wonderfully made. So that was hard. Even when Gregory told me, you are enough. It'll be okay, blah, blah, blah. There's something about somebody else telling you and you believing it for yourself. So I had to get to a point where I believed it for myself, that I am enough. I used to have pretty good confidence, But as soon as I hit this, I wasn't confident in myself at all. So that leads me to number 6. Number 6 was I had to learn Christine all over again. I had to learn who she was. I had to learn how she hurt. I had to learn where she was weak. I had to learn when I'm not healthy. I had to study myself, really. I had to study who I was. And I absolutely do believe that in every milestone in your life, you are redefined. If you have a great moment, you are redefined. And if you have a low moment, that can redefine you. And so you're ever changing, ever evolving, whatever word, term you want to put in there. I'm a math teacher and not. Okay, so I had to learn who Christine was through this journey. And I kind of like her. She all right. She a little crazy, but I had to learn who I was. That was number 6. Number 7. Let patience have her works. That word patience hurts a lot. I've heard patience so much through my whole entire life. Have patience, have patience, have patience. Excuse me. Especially when you were single for a very long time. Patience. Let her have her perfect work. Patience. And then I got engaged, and the engagement was an extended amount of time. Patience. Patience, not yet. Patience, wait. So you would think I would be a pro at waiting, and Patience would have already did her thing in me, but she has not. I'm not there yet, but I am learning to let her do her thing. Patience, you use a good one, girl. Use a good one. Number 8, whatever happens, don't move. I've learned no matter how much you hurt, like sometimes it is embarrassing when you're at church and you're the only one crying and stuff. Like sometimes I'll be the only one crying. I'll be like boo-hooing real hard, but sometimes I feel bad about it. But listen, I'm struggling, and if y'all don't get it out either, y'all gonna be sitting there looking up. But I said I got to. I gotta snot it. I gotta roll. If I got to just lay there at the altar, just let me lay, cause I'm struggling. So if I was sitting there just crying one time, and I was like, I don't want to do it because this just popped in my head, and the faith journey, it was rough. Abraham and Sarah, they had a little rough time too with their doubt. Every now and then, that spirit of Sarah comes up on me, and I have to encourage that spirit of Hannah to come back, because Hannah kept on praying. Hannah kept on pushing, even though she was a little jealous of all the little babies rolling around, and the second wife or first wife, whatever, the other wife was getting pregnant all the time, and she wasn't carrying anything, but it was God that did it. I had to say, encourage that spirit of Hannah to come on back, and keep on praying. So whatever you do, don't move. No matter how much it hurts, don't move. Whatever happens, don't move. Ephesians somewhere says, Ephesians somewhere, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the scripture or other chapter or anything, but stand therefore. Put on the whole armor of God, so you can fight off the devil. Okay, there it is. But it's somewhere in Ephesians. I was studying it one good time, but it's a real thing. When you have done all you can, and every now and then I have done all I can, and all I can do is just stand there. All I can do is just stand there and ask God not to let me go, because Christine is letting go. She's on one thread. I'm letting go, because this journey is hard. I might as well just So let patience do her thing. Oh, that was 7. And number 8, whatever happens, don't let go. Don't let go. You might be crying right now, but don't let go. Number 9, I'm almost done. Yay. Number 9, wait with expectations. I learned that I needed to start waiting with expectations. With examples like being single when you're waiting with expectations. Listen, I was single for a long time. I got married in my early 30s. I forgot, was I 32? 30? I don't know. So I was single for quite some time. But they always said, wait with expectations, make sure you together before your husband comes. So wait with expectations, plan. And that's like, and then me getting engaged, and I got engaged December 2014 and got married May 2017. That was a long wait, but I was waiting with expectation. I was still prepping for things and getting things in order, figuring out life. So now that I am married, here's another wait. And I'm still waiting with expectation. Just a little secret. Not a lot of people know this one, but we literally have like our little faith walk. And I think Gregory does it just for me because I struggle sometimes. But whenever I really doubt a lot, like, am I really gonna have a baby? Am I not gonna have a baby? Treatments aren't working, so what's wrong with me? Type. When I really doubt and I have to hold on to promises that were made, I go to Walmart and like I buy little baby things. Some people might say that's crazy, but we put it on our stairs, and every step I take, I remind myself it's gonna happen. And we got like little diapers, emergency kits with books, and little onesies. Like, I absolutely have to remind myself, this is a promise that was made to you, and it will happen. Don't give up. I didn't cry. And endurance. I have learned to what it means to endure. Your journey might not be the same journey, but you stay in that journey, you will learn that endurance that you need to keep on going. And with every journey, there is a different endurance requirement. Those are my 10. I hope and I pray that one of these resonates with you. I think that's the word. But I hope I encourage you. I hope I didn't babble as long. I'm trying so hard to make it like 15, but y'all can still pause it and come on back. Come back, journey with me. One day I will be pregnant. One day I will give my husband a baby. And Gregory is on the way for an interview. I keep telling him I'm ready to interview him with some questions, and he has to have answers. So stay tuned for that. But you do have to subscribe and hit the notification button in order to get a notification that I uploaded a video. I really hope that this helps. It definitely helps me speaking out about it. So stay tuned. See you on page 4. Sincerely, Lady C.